Hey, Brett Caldwell here with Keller Williams and MAPS Coaching. I was asked to explain the journey and the growth journey of a real estate agent. And the best way to explain it, as with everything, it always starts with a triangle. So really, in the journey of a real estate agent's growth, there's 4 stages in how they grow. So I usually just kind of label this triangle the agent's journey in how they grow. And really the first stage for real estate agents is this failing stage. And failing always kind of has a negative connotation. However, the reality in our world is we're a 100% commission industry. So when you first get into real estate, you're not receiving income yet. So quite honestly, you don't want to stay here very long. However, sometimes agents will fall back to this stage in their career on market shifts, exterior factors, internal factors, things just happen. So what happens though is there's focus. And focus for an agent at this stage of their business is really they're trying to get a grasp to understand why. Why should I get into real estate? Why would this be a great career for me? Why am I struggling right now? Why can't I find listings and buyers? For an agent shifting back to failing. So what happens is they usually knock on a team leader's door, knock on a peer's door, an OP's door, somebody like that, and ask them why. So what happens is we direct them to future self, motivation, and we call it the big why in Keller Williams. So the big why, the motivation, the future self helps agents discover why they need to be doing what they're doing. It can get some agents that have fallen back to this stage back on track. It also helps agents discover why real estate would be a great career for them. So hopefully, agents don't stay in this stage very long. They kind of blow through the failing stage and they move into what I call surviving. So in surviving, agents are starting to make it in the business. They just haven't created any abundance yet. But they're succeeding to some level. They're still in the career. They just haven't created abundance. But when they come knock on our doors, what's going on in their minds is they're asking how questions. How do I do this? How do I take a listing? How do I farm a neighborhood? How do I door knock? So quite simply, what we direct them to is training. And we teach them how to do it. And in Keller Williams, it's our Keller Williams University and our Keller Williams Connect and all that fun stuff. But what we're doing is we're teaching them how to succeed in real estate in a classroom environment, in a training environment. So what happens is this line right here in the middle tends to be the 80-20 line in real estate. 80% of realtors never make it above that line. But the 20% that do move towards their journey of mastery. So what happens is, once they get past surviving, they move into what's called thriving. And thriving is where abundance starts to get created for them. They're starting to have exponential success. They're starting to figure out how to move this thing towards building a business. And what they do is they come knock on the door and they're trying to figure things out. They're asking, what? What do I need to do to go to the next level? What's the next strategy I need to implement into my business? And when you start talking strategy, when starts coming up as well. There's certainly a timing to success in real estate. There's a selling season, certain number of contexts, all that fun stuff is strategy. So I like to call this the strategy stage. And what we're directing agents at this level to is coaching. Coaching can be internal productivity coaching, and then certainly MAPS coaching as well. MAPS coaching is set up where it has group coaching programs to breakthrough coaching twice a month on to 4 times a month. Productivity coaching in the offices is usually more face-to-face, getting your hands dirty, that kind of a thing. But ultimately, coaching is teaching strategy how to blow through to the next level. This stage right here, where thriving, this is where building a business really starts to take form. And then once they kind of blow through this stage, they make it to the pinnacle, which is really succeeding, and I'm going to write it small, but it says succeeding. And succeeding is where the business is really starting to outgrow what they can do on their own accords. You know, in the beginning, you pick everything up and put it on your shoulders, and you just go out there and work. Work ethic takes you a long way. But at some point, you can't work any more time in the day or any more. You're spent. Your energy is being spent as far as it'll take you, and you're hitting your ceiling of achievement. So what happens is people learn, I need to start asking who questions. Who can I hire as an assistant? Who can I hire as a transaction coordinator? Who can I leverage my buyers to? Ultimately, who can I leverage my listings to? And then the pinnacle of it all is, who can I leverage my leadership to? So what happens in this stage is there is some training. We teach a class called Career Visioning, which teaches you how to get into business with talented people. We certainly have MAPS programs here that are really helping people understand this at a high level. We've got programs called ESO, which is Expansion Systems Orientation, which is basically training on how to build an empire. And ultimately, this is a consulting stage. And we're teaching people how to get into business with talented people. And then ultimately, this is your empire building. And I realize my triangle has a tip to it, but the reality is the agent's journey has no destination. Self-actualization has no fine line, fine finality. So ultimately, once you're here, that pyramid can go as high as you would like it to go. So one of the cool things about explaining this process is it helps agents kind of see where they're at on the journey, what questions they're starting to ask, and where the directive to is to get support and help for those things. But ultimately, all this stuff on the right side is the Keller Williams Value Proposition. And we deliver success systems on every level of success in real estate. Whether you're a $100 million producer building your empire in multiple cities, down to the next new agent getting into real estate, trying to understand why this would be a great career for me. We teach you how to succeed at a high level. We coach you into being the best version of you, and ultimately help you build that empire. So I hope today's explanation of the agent's journey helped consult you to help you make a sense of where you're at or where you're consulting others to be. So thank you so much, Brett Caldwell with Keller Williams and MAPS Coaching.